Hello everybody, it's Foofootoo here, and today I'm doing something a bit different. We've got a post-com showdown battle, which is something that I don't really do very often anymore, but I have done in the past. It gives you the chance to pick like a really good battle that you've had, and so that's what I'm doing. It's because I'm getting more into competitive, so I want to find competitive battles to upload with strong teams, and yeah. I mean, I still like to be creative. It's good, like, when you get to a stage and you know the tier really well, you can start to pick some different things like that are more anti-meta rather than just the standard stuff. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I've also kind of been inspired by the Canadian Wi-Fi or Richard and 6 Foot Hacks or Leo, who are both doing this. They're really into their competitive play. So that's what I thought. I thought I'd try and inspire you guys to do some more competitive stuff, and also try out some of the other things, like find the anti-meta things, the things that are really broken. You need to find the checks for them. And it could all be really fun. Anyway, this one I was just trying out a few things that I hadn't used before. And so I've got an offensive defogging shift tree. Normally I run a sword stance set, but I replaced sword stance with defog just because getting rid of hazards is always good. I've also got a banded Pangoro because he just hits like a truck. We've got the Yuxi Quillfish core, really quite reliable. No recovery is an issue, but they tend to do the job okay. And I've got a Zap Plate Raichu. I've noticed there is like a lack of electric types, so I wanted to see how good Raichu could fare in this meta. I think it does okay. It's just the speed is great. It does lack on the offensive power because there are some really bulky things, but I wanted to give it a try. And then finally we've got Lampent, which is the funnest thing in this team in my opinion. It was because there are so many scary fire types in this tier. There's Magmortar, there's Pyroar, and there's Typhlosion, and others I'm sure, but yeah, they're really scary and you need to have something to switch in. And I decided Lampent's a really good idea because, especially for Pyroar, that's a really scary one because even if you've got a fire resist, it still has the Hyper Voice. Specs Hyper Voice does so much damage. So Lampent can deal with that, and it basically walls all those fire types I just mentioned, so it's great. As well as some other things which you will see in this battle. The opponent has got a freaking scary team. That is terrifying. It's really, really bulky, looking like stall, so I don't know how I'm going to break through it. Probably need my powerful Pangoro to do some damage. But yeah, the Doublade Licky core is really, really tough to break. And then, yeah, other things that we will go into in the battle. So let's get it started. I'm going to lead with Pangoro because I think it's generally a good lead. It can hit everything hard, and I was kind of predicting Mesprit for the rocks. So I just go straight for the crunch. Turns out it has a Colbur Berry. I don't know if that's like a standard thing and he knows the tier really well and it works out, or if it's just a random item that he put on. But it works for him because that looks like it would have OHKO'd if it did 50% half damage. But anyway, yeah, now I switch out into my Quillfish on the Licky because I can get some hazards up. It can't really do anything to me, so I'm going to get some spikes up. He does get the wish off to Mesprit, which is a bit annoying. I'm going to go straight back into Pangoro to hope to OHKO it with the crunch, seeing as though it did 50% last time. He does manage to get up his rocks, and my crunch does not take him out, which is really frustrating. I do have the defog though, so I will be able to get rid of the rocks if I want to. I've already got a spike up though, so I might not. And I'm paralyzed on the switch to Licky, which is really frustrating. That was 2 paralyses on the switches, and I could have done so much damage because I am banded adamant, and that would really hurt. Anyway, we're going to Yuxi now. I want to get the rocks up, but I'm seeing Pash the Wish off, and I do not want that to go to Mesprit, so I'm just going to U-turn here. Goes into Doublade anyway, so I get a free switch turn to Shiftry. I don't really have much to handle this thing, which is an issue. And I know a knockoff won't kill. I might be able to live a hit, but I want to get rid of that Eviolite, so that's why I went for it. And he crits me with the Iron Head that just kills me, which is a bit frustrating. A lot frustrating, but anyways, it now no longer has a Eviolite, so it's a lot easier to deal with. He goes into the Dragalge here. I'm just going to Volt Switch out of there and go into my Pangoro, but turns out he just takes me out. I thought he would be like especially defensive with T-Spikes or something because it looks like a stall team, but nope, just takes me out. So it's going to be Assault Vest or Specs, not sure which. But that was really disappointing. I was hoping to get a big hit off on the Dragalge, but that did not happen. And so now I've lost my 2 really offensive physical threats. I don't know how I'm going to get rid of that Dragalge. And I don't know how I'm going to get rid of Licky either, so it's really, really scary. Anyways, I go into Lampent here because I know that Lampent can probably wall Licky really, really well. I'm going to get up a sub because that will allow me to either split or Shadow Ball on the next turn. the Mesprit will hopefully die to rocks now if I can prevent him from spinning, which I hopefully will. Anyways, I get the split off on the Feraligator and then go into my Quillfish, which generally handles these things really well. They can have Earthquake, but even then I can T-Wave. So I do just go for the T-Wave here in case he wants to stay in an Earthquake. He turns out to go for the Waterfall and he gets the flinch. It's a bit annoying that I can't T-Wave, but he probably has Heal Belt anyway, so it's not a massive issue. But he really is forced to switch out because he can't do anything to me. He sacks his Mesprit, which is a decent play, and now he can go into whatever he wants, which turns out to be the Dragalge, and this thing is super threatening to my team. Like, I don't really, like, Uxie can take their hits, but it's not going to be doing much damage in return because Dragalge is so bulky. See, it takes that hit really quite well. I don't have recovery either though, so I can't keep switching this thing in. Right now, I'm just going to go for the U-turn to try and keep the priority up. I can go back into my Quillfish because my Quillfish does have taunt, so I can stop him from passing off any wishes, which would be really, really useful. But in this way, if I can stop him from getting the spin off and stop him from getting the wishes off, my hazards can hopefully do all the work, but he's still got some really, really scary things. So anyway, I do get the taunt on the Licky Licky. I don't want to over-predict after the protect, so I do just go for the taunt again. As he gets the body slam off, he paralyzes me. Now knowing that he can't do anything else to me, I'm just going to switch out here. Oh no, I'm going to Thunder Wave predicting the switch, and then I'm going to switch out because I really, really don't want him to get the spin off. So I go into my Lampent right here because Lampent is an amazing switch into Cryogonal, and I've seen quite a few of them as well, which is a bit strange. But yeah, I can stop the spin, take the Ice Beams, really great. I can also sub on this Licky Licky. Now he goes for a Wish, and I'm just going to go for a Shadow Ball because I don't want to miss a Fire Blast if he's going to try and pass that off to something such as the Dragalge. So I just go for the Shadow Ball. It doesn't matter that I don't do any damage because it just means I can Pain Split the next turn and get loads and loads of health back, which is really great. Now I'm going to go Shadow Ball again. He does go into the Dragalge. It takes it down quite low with the hazards. Go for the Shadow Ball and don't take it out! Oh my god! I definitely think this thing is AV now because I'm max special attack modest, and Lampent has a really, really good special attack. So disappointed with that damage. I'm going to go into Raichu now on the off chance that he does want to go for another Thunderbolt, and he does, which is nice. I don't really have anything to hit it, but I just want to get some damage on again with the Thunderbolt. It should do a nice amount to, it should do a reasonable amount to Dragalge to the point where I can hopefully revenge with something or force it out, and then it'll take the hazards. But anyway, Doublé goes down. That's great. That was a big threat to my team. Now Dragalge comes in again, takes the hazards, takes some damage, and then just takes me out. But at this stage, the Dragalge is almost dead, and that is so good. That was probably the hardest thing for me to take down on this team, because other things I can wall a bit with my things, but Dragalge was just so scary. I get the poison on my Uxie. Kind of annoying. He still does have a chance. If he can play around my Lampent and get rid of my Lampent, then that's it, because I won't be able to take his other things down. He'll be able to stall me out. And he makes a really great play here, going into his Cryogonal, and then switching into his Feraligator, baiting my Lampent to come in, and then forcing me to switch out again. So my Lampent's going to be taking a lot of Stealth Rock damage. So that was a really, really great play right there. And now I'm in with my Quillfish. I'm paralyzed, so I can't taunt him. I'm just going to go for a Thunder Wave so that in that way I will be able to taunt him in the future because I will outspeed, or force him to go for a Heal Bell and get a free turn or whatever. He goes for the Wish. I'm not going to let him pass this. I am not going to let him pass this. Fortunately, I do not get paralyzed. That would have been the worst thing in the world. And Feraligator goes down, and now he realizes that Lampent actually just walls his whole team. Lampent can take on the Cryogonal fine, it can take on the Licky Licky fine, they can literally do nothing to it, and it would have just won the game. So there you go, Lampent doing things in NU with all the broken shit. It's a good Pokemon. So yeah, it's not just the fire types, it's also Cryogonal and also Wish Passes that it can wall. So Togetic it can wall, Ordino, it can wall Licky Licky, all these things. It's really, really great, as long as they don't have Toxic, but even then, if you give it a bit of speed investment, then you'll be able to sub before they can Toxic you anyway. So yeah, it's really great, and I suggest that you try out the Lampent, see what you think. It's nice to have some spin or defog support though, because rocks are a bit annoying. But yeah, I was really pleased I got through that match, because he had such a bulky team, and when you get faced with something like that, it's really, really scary. But I managed. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, please leave a like. If you kind of are interested in the more competitive stuff, then let me know, because I can bring you more things like this, or I can bring you more, like, I can do some, say, team building stuff, or some, I don't know, yeah, just some lives with the more try-hard teams than kind of fun messing around teams. Whatever you want, just let me know, and that will be really, really great. I hope you're having a good weekend. All that's left to be said is I've been Foofoo, you've been awesome, and hopefully see you next time. Bye!